Class, right? Well, on that note, yeah, welcome to the Nomadic Podcast again. I don't even know if we're calling this the Nomadic Podcast, but welcome to the Nomadic Podcast anyway. So, Glen Irwin, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, who you are, and why you're here, what you do.
Thanks very much, Pete. Is this the official name then, Nomadic Podcast? Loving it. It's great to be here. I'm a British Superbike rider for Ducati. I've spent many years of my career there. Outside of that, I'm also the fastest ever newcomer to the Isle of Man TT and the most successful superbike rider at the Northwest 200, which is road racing as such, where we kind of race between the walls and all that carry on. Outside of that, maybe the more difficult job, I'm a father of three, it's life's good.
Awesome. I love it, Glen. Like, I think, we've been following you for a long time, and it's been amazing to be working together over the last year. And like I see, you're obviously wearing your Nomadic and stuff today. It's class. I love seeing that. But like, tell us a bit. Like, I want to get into how on earth you do what you do. And to me, no sane person should ever travel at that speed and like do that. So like,
yeah, it's. I'm a great believer that everyone in life has not just a reason why you're here. That's definitely a bit deep, but we all have a gift. Sometimes people have a gift without even realizing they have a gift. They could just be like a really, really good salesman, better than the next one. So are they just gifted at that? I just happen to be a motorbike racer that ends up joining the sort of heritage of what we have here in Northern Ireland of road racing as well. And I get, when you think about it, like why would you want to go 200 mile an hour on a public road, from Port Stewart to Coleraine and back to Port Rush and keep doing it for half an hour? I can get why people would think, why wouldn't you? Yeah. But it's the best thing in the world. Yeah. And we're not superhuman. We're also not nuts as such, because we get that a lot. Like, oh, you must be mental, but you're kind of highly skilled, highly aware of every single situation. So you're on a road. You're a sports person, so you want to be competitive. Yeah. You want to win. You're also a human being. You want to be safe. Yeah. And you're hurtling at 200 mile an hour. Does it feel strange? The first lap, I always say the build-up is the worst, because we touched on, but you're a human. Like, outside of Glen, the motorbike rider that many people know you as. Yeah. Like, I eat and sleep like everyone else, and you have, there's fears in life at times. That build-up, particularly to the Northwest 200, you have I want to keep winning, because you've been winning for so many years. I want to keep winning. I'm going to win. But in your mind, it's like, if I don't win, it's not that I finish second. It's that something terrible has happened. Yeah. And you're like trying to get that little monkey to go away. And, that's the toughest bit. It's hard to sleep on the run up. And then you're having like breakfast on the day that you ride, and you're having breakfast with your children. And you're like, don't even know if I'm having dinner with them, because you don't know. Yeah. You don't know. But then you ride the bike. Yeah. And the first lap feels like you're in some sort of time warp in terms of speed. Yeah. And this is just the first lap of the whole week in practice, and then your brain is so powerful. Yeah. Look at what you guys have built here at Nomadic, right? It started like with a vision, a thought, and it's became, an incredible brand. Yeah. And the Northwest 200 starts like you go out and it's like everything's so fast, my eyes won't adapt, and the next lap you feel like you could swerve around a snail at 200 mile an hour. Yeah. Incredible what you can do when you put your mind to something.
Let's say, like, the brain power required to process so much information like that fast must be absolutely, incredible. And you mentioned fear there. Is that like, do you have to switch off that? Is there something there that like you have to kind of turn off that fear response, or how do you?
Fear has to go away at the right time. So yeah, fear is in the build-up, for sure. Fear changes a bit when you walk from the paddock to the grid. Yeah, it becomes like a fear mixed with adrenaline. Yeah, a good fear, like you walk.
Yeah, you need a healthy dose of it.
Yeah, it's a healthy dose of fear, and you see people looking at you, and where it takes you is you go to a place in your head where you can read what every single person that's standing at the side of that coast road, all the fans, your mechanics, your family, and you can read what they're all thinking, because it's like what they're about to go out and do. What you know, what can happen great, what can happen terrible. That's where you go in your head, and when you can go into that position and read the other people, it's really, really cool. Once everyone leaves you on the grid and it's just you and your bike, and the last mechanic gives you that sort of good luck of a handshake, and then it's point to the watch your lights and the race is about to start, all the fear's gone. You become a highly, highly, highly focused sports person. And we touched on the brain. I always describe it like the best computer chip you could ever buy because your brain processes so fast. It's class, really cool. And then it's back to reality half an hour later. Yeah. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's surreal, isn't it? I know, that's crazy. Yeah. But and is how much sort of when you're going through that moment, especially right at the start, is it just how confident are you at that stage? Because all the preparation work's done. You've done the race. You know, you've practiced. You know what you're capable of. Is it that just then having that confidence to see it through and just go for it? Yeah,
it's like confidence, faith, belief in kind of your ability, and more so in not even your ability, the outcome. Yeah, knowing that what's going to happen. So, I've had many road race events, you know, where you've had a really tough practice and tough qualifying, and you know, like at Northwest 200, where you're expected to continue winning, and it's looking like you're not even going to be anywhere near winning from a timesheet point of view, and the guys are fettling with the bike right up from Tuesday, still not good, Thursday not good. We're now arrived in main race day and they've made one more change. Yeah. And there's never been that doubt, never that we won't win today, always that we will win, and it's always been the outcome. You know, obviously we went and done 11 in a row up there before deciding not to continue doing it from a road racing point of view. But it comes back to, I'm a great believer that you put your mind to something, whether it be something simple in life, like you dream of buying your first house, you dream of being a business owner, you dream of being a father, whatever it may be. If you really put your mind to it and you kind of eat, sleep and breathe that, you'll always achieve it. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's 100%. You know, for me with business side of things, that's exactly, you know, sort of the same philosophy. And I think that takes that sort of competitive edge, that competitive mindset, and that visualization of the confidence and knowing that you're gonna.
It's like you know where this brand's going. You know where Nomadic's going, don't you? Like you can see it. For me, like I know it's a fantastic brand. Watches are class. It's growing. More and more people become aware of it. And I know it's going to be better and better and better, but like you really know where it's going, and it's great to be on that part of the journey. It'd be nice to sit here in like 5-10 years and be like, Flip, do you remember where we're here? And now like it's everywhere, you know, and like, that's probably what will happen.
For sure, 100%.
Then you'll be a millionaire and like we'll all get paid an absolute fortune. Can you put that in as well so it's recorded?
Cut that out. No, for sure. I think
just went speechless.
So we talked a bit, like a lot about like the mental resilience taken there. Like, tell me, like it's such a physical sport as well. Like, what's the physical? Like, what's your training? Because we just talked. We're what 4 or 5 months away from the start of the season. Like, how much physicality does it take to get into that?
That's a good question, because a lot of people that say aren't deeply invested in the sport kind of think we just sit on a bike. You know, you turn the throttle, the bike goes straight. Yeah. Turn the handlebars, the bike goes left, whatever. You know, and I'd never like to say like, look at me, this is how fit we are. But you know, we've done numerous fitness tests along the way, and I've trained with many high level athletes from different disciplines. And you know, I remember the very first VO2 max test I done was in the Sports Institute in Northern Ireland, and it was back in like 2012. I was trying to carve the career out that I'm having. By all means, I wasn't a professional. Okay. But I was putting that effort in. Again, probably why we are sitting here today. And the guys there were like, you could switch to being a middle distance Olympian runner like right now if you wanted it. And I said, I don't really like running. I only run to be fit to race the motorbike. And you know, it's continued. You know, since then, the last fitness test I done was 2023. You know, we were compared to like Premier League footballers. But it was in the Porsche Centre at Silverstone. And as they said, me and my teammate, to be fair to him, were great rivals, but they were you'd nearly swear it was the same person done the fitness test. We were so similar, and you're like in the top 2% of motorsport athletes in the world. So Yeah, some bike guys will cycle regularly with Tour de France riders if they're friendly, and they'll be really competitive. But like, how fit do you need to be? Like, I describe it like you need to be like a wiry boxer. Okay. You know, you need to be as strong as you can be, but as lean as you can be without undereating. So how do you do it? Well, you lift as many weights as you can, you run as many miles as you can, and you eat whatever the hell you want. That's kind of like, I found that's a good balance. I've tried all that losing weight. You don't feel good at 8 o'clock at night.
You've got to have that, but like, because obviously you need to be as light as possible going into this, but you've got to be as
It's a balance, isn't it? You can't rob Peter to pay Paul. So my weight is whatever my training makes me weigh. I don't have a target weight whatsoever. My only target is to win the championship.
Yeah, I love that. That's it. Eyes on the prize at all times.
Never lose focus on that goal.
Yeah. So how in terms of like training for like how much time is spent on the bike versus off the bike then? Like, what's the split? Is it like
it's
every single day, or is
it's heavily off the bike. I guess one reason of that is the logistics and the expense involved of riding the bike. You know, to give you an idea, we could go and do a day's testing. A set of tires is probably around 450 quid or whatever, and you could blast through 5 sets of tires easy. And you'll never go for a day session. You'll probably go and hire a track for 3-4 days.
Okay.
You have all the staff, the full-time staff, the subcontractors. They getting the lorries to Spain. Like, there's like a test you're into. You know what? You're into 30,000-40,000 pounds. So it's mad. So, but you have to replicate what you do.
Yes.
So my bike time outside of organised team training is riding like a little mini bike that you can go and buy. The same bike. Their bikes are very low value. We're very lucky in Northern Ireland to have Nuts Corner. You know, it's like a proper track. People go to Spain to find these tracks. We have one. You know, 20 minutes down the road, and have a great relationship with the guys there, and I can go and ride every sort of Thursday afternoon, unless it's like a day like today where I don't do it. But I ride motocross as well. It's similar, you know, it's handlebars, but we call it bike time. But outside of that, you know, I'm usually in the gym. I'm out cycling if the weather's good. I'm in the gym doing spin class. Today was like nothing too. If you looked at how I train today, you probably don't. You just look at a guy lifting weights in the gym. And I was purely in to strengthen my back and my shoulders. So my training is fun because it's broke up a lot. Wednesday morning yoga. You know, why do I do yoga? Well, we do hit the ground quite a lot. I've broke about 9 or 10 vertebrae in my back. Oh my God. So yoga keeps me. I remember Ryan Giggs prolonged his career at Man United for so long. His hamstrings had gone, and yoga, but also a bit of mindfulness comes from that as well. And I spend a lot of my training isn't just physical, it's mentally is. There's that old saying in sport, it's all in the head. And it takes you so many years, because when you're young, you believe that you know everything. And like, if they all say it's all in the head, why am I training my biceps and my legs when I'm not training my head? And then the penny drops, and now I spend a lot of time doing like breath work and journaling and big into manifesting, and that's every bit as important as the fitness side. And the bike time must be, I don't know, like 5%. Like we race from May to October. So that's 5 months of the year pretty much. I don't race from October to May. You've like nearly a 6-7 month gap. If you guys have any jobs going at Nomadic, maybe over the winter, I'm not saying I need the job, but just to give me something to do. You know, I could come in here, and I've seen the craftsmanship that goes on next door. I'm not going to volunteer to certainly start building a watch, but I've got a bit of a gift of a gab. I think I could sell a few for you.
Always looking for good salespeople. Plenty of shows, to be fair. That's your off season there. That's show time for us. You can come, big show in New York. You can come across.
Sounds good to me. I'm all for a trip abroad.
Awesome. No, so you talked about like your yoga and your breath work. So I would do quite a lot of yoga and stuff as well. I think that like the connection with the mind and the body is definitely really important. I think especially there comes a point when it just sort of clicks and you realise, I think in your early 20s you're like, what is all that nonsense?
It's a type of thing you see someone doing yoga when you're in your early 20s and you're like, what are they doing? You see someone doing breath work and you know it can look a bit mad at times. You're like, what's that guy doing? Yeah. And really, like, them people are the ones that are in this place where they're like, they have that growth mindset. Yeah. You know, they're very, I think when you do stuff like that, you work on becoming the best version of yourself. And if there's anything people can take, I guess, from today, other than obviously the obvious raising awareness of this fantastic brand, Nomadic, when you work hard at being the best version of yourself and you kind of take time out in life, like whether it is yoga to still the mind, or it is breath work, or it is journaling, and you kind of ingrain that in you, then the magic happens, as I say, and it's something I've got really into the past 2-3 years. So it's a nice thought to have in the morning. Today I'm going to be the best version of me.
I love that.
And it's if you just be awareness, a little bit of awareness to that,
back to that,
you'll make the good decisions and the good things happen.
That's it. Yeah, so there's accumulation of the small little wins repeated daily.
It's like brain hacking, isn't it? You're like feeding yourself the right things, and suddenly you kind of become empowered.
I think it's
like a law of attraction, I guess.
You do have to feed the brain, I think, these things. And like I would read quite a lot of books, do a lot of audio books and stuff. Is that
I get very into it. You know, The Secret. I'm now doing. And it's funny, Diary of a CEO by Stephen Bartlett, and it's good because he very quickly makes it out that he is not going to tell you how to run a company from like what you think this book may be, Diary of a CEO. It's all like communication. One of the most important things that we can learn to do in life is to communicate. Because, well, you can use it for many ways. You know, business, relationships. If you can communicate, it's a good thing.
100%. Yeah, I thought that Diary of a CEO is a great book, actually. Cause
you read it as well, then?
Class. I watched some of his podcasts and stuff, and I was like, I don't know if I really like this guy. And I think I got the book, and I was like, I'll see what this is like. And
there you go, Stephen Bartlett. If you're listening, this is your next investment.
And I was like, oh yeah, this guy is actually really switched on.
Yeah, he is. Like, it's funny. I've seen a few of his YouTube reels, and I was a bit like, this is another one of these Mr. Motivator type people, you know. But then when you read his book, it's a good book. I like it, and he's a super successful guy.
There's a part in it he talks about when he's running his first company, and he gets his first little bit of investors' money, and the first thing he does is go out and buys like a big slide, and he puts the slide in the middle of his office and stuff, and he's just like, all the investors are kicking off that he'd spent whatever it was, 10 grand on a friggin' slide, and he's just like, I thought it'd be cool to have a slide on a ball pit in the middle office, and he said actually
it would definitely beat the elevator up to here, wouldn't it?
Elevator, so I think I'm going to get a Nomadic slide here for it. But he said it was the best thing he ever did, because anytime a company like the paper was ever out, it was the best PR move he ever had, because it just communicated everything he wanted about the company, that it's a fun place to work, it's cool, and as a result he was able to get like the best staff were able to come, because it said everything.
A fun environment. It's like positivity breeds positivity as such, isn't it? And you get that. I think when you have that in a workplace, again, a company's always going to go how you say it.
How do you make those big bold moves that communicate the culture? And for us, like with Nomadic, it's how do we base ourselves right in the city centre of Belfast, like we're in the building designed by the same architects as the city hall and stuff like that. So we're always trying to like, how do we embed ourselves?
You can't get any better location
we're soaking that up
unless you pitch a tent in the garden of the city hall. You can't really get any more civic than you. It's class. No, I think it's the brand's been amazing. Obviously, I've kind of been on board for nearly not quite a year yet. Love wearing the watch, and it's class because you get so many comparisons to other like people. Is that and you're like, oh no. And then the good thing is there's I like a story. I like to have something to talk about, and as you can tell, I don't shut up. But people ask about the watch then, and you're like, oh yeah, the Titanic's and the Nomadic. As I always say, the word sister ship, is that the correct word? Yeah. So I often talk about the sister ship, and wait to see, look at the back, it's got a propeller, and it's got the yellow dial because of Harland and Wolff. And everyone knows the story of the Titanic. Like no matter where you go in the world, they all know that story. So it's a very easy story to tell. And what backs it up is most people that ask about the watch, they don't know that story and what it is, first of all. So you have this amazing watch, it's got the attention of people, and then there's a great story to match it. And it's sometimes in our job, you do deals, and I often say this all the time, and I probably have sponsors that I listen and go, bloody hell, he's maybe talking about me, but you're paid to say promote something that you don't even believe in, and it's just like whatever, but it's very easy, and I'm blessed. There's many ambassador partnerships that I'm involved in that are very easy to talk about because the product's class, and you're on that list. So good job.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, that's it. That's for us. Like you say, it's very. There's so many like ambassadors out there that approach us, and it's just like a pay to play thing. We're like, oh, if you pay me, we'll promote you and stuff. And it's, for me, it just doesn't make sense.
It's very cold calling. It's again people that knock your door trying to get you to sponsor a Panda.
Inauthentic. For me, it's like that's why we love working with you, and like the guys that we're involved with. It's always authentically. It has to make sense for us, and if you like, that's why we love. Yeah, I'm really glad to hear you're enjoying the watch, and when you're talking to people, that it's kind of resonating.
Well, thank you very much. That's gratefully appreciate it. Yeah, it's class.
So no, like tell us about what's happening in 2025. So I think you've almost achieved everything there is to achieve in the road racing side of things. Like, would it be right in saying what the most number of wins ever in the Northwest 200, and like I think that's incredible. So what's next now? What's the big focus on?
So like I say, I kind of fell into road racing. It was certainly growing up with a dad who had done it. We were never really allowed. Life doesn't work out like that. You end up in this path. British Superbikes, there's never been a winner from the island of Ireland as such. And,
right.
We've came so close. We've been half a point off, closest finish there's ever been in the history. You can't even get half a point. It was kind of a scenario due to a weather condition that year where we had a half point race. I've finished second and third in the past 3 years. But I never even look at that half point and be like, that was my chance. I don't see it like that at all.
Yes, okay.
So it's full focus. I have a 2-year deal with Ducati, ties me up till the end of 2026. We have the existing bike again this year with some upgrades, and then we have the new bike for 2026. My dream has always been to win the British Superbike Championship and retain it. Like that success we had at Northwest, we got 1 Superbike win, and that then continued to 11. Yeah. When you have something good in life, particularly in sport, like a record, or it's like football teams, when you get momentum, you win the Premier League, you want to win it again, and it's nearly easier to win it again type thing. And that's I would love to win the British Superbike title and back to back it, and I'll have completed everything then that I ever set out to do in racing, and outside of that, it'll be maybe start to explore racing in other areas of the world, like America. Different things, but to be honest, I'll probably race on British Superbikes for a long time yet. We touched on fitness, and gone are the days when you're on the podium having a fag or in the pub the night before, because that's how it was in Joey Dunlop's era.
You're in to play the game at your level. You're an elite athlete. It's not like I'll just jump on the bike and have a ride.
It's like I see young kids vaping. I'm like, that's terrible. Back in the day, our heroes they were smoking. It's even worse, isn't it? On the thing. So now the life cycle of the lifespan of the career span, I guess, is improved so much further. So we have many years left. I've interests outside of racing that I thoroughly enjoy, but racing's like my life. Racing's I have a beautiful future wife, 3 great kids, and you love them like nothing else in the world. But that passion that motorbike racing, it's why I wake up in the morning and go down and have 4 poached eggs, not 4 fried eggs. Yeah. It's why when my heart rate watch tells me to go to bed at 9:30 at night, and we could be half an hour into a great movie, and I'm like, Laura, we're going to bed. And God love her, it must be hard to live with. It's why you make so many choices in your life, and long may it continue, long may the success continue. There's so much more out there to achieve. I kind of know myself what's going to come into reality as such, and just watch it all unfold.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited to watch you win the British Superbike Championship this year. I think from there's no better man for the job. I can see it happening, and I think you're there in terms of the training, the preparation you put into it. The work ethic is just unbelievable, and I think that's what it takes to be the best. And I've no doubt it's gonna happen for you. So
it's nice to hear that from you, because I see your passion you have for Nomadic and everything that you're into here. And it's we talked about, why can someone do what you do in road racing? Like, you can't even comprehend it, but you're equally invested in what you're into is what
Yeah.
I am into racing. Just, you know, there's no, mine's not better than yours. I couldn't do what you do in a million years, but I applaud what you've done here. I think it's incredible, and I think anything that puts Belfast on the map globally, I think is class. You're doing a great job.
Yeah, awesome. No, thanks so much, Glenn. And look forward to it, seeing how you get on this year.
Cheers, thank you. I'm looking forward to my next delivery of 25 pneumatics tomorrow morning.
Got a suitcase out here for you.
It's like a bank heist.